Hi and welcome to episode 4, season 1 of A Brief History of Nothing. I'm Ray.
And I'm James.
And we're going to dribble on as usual this evening.
20 odd minutes or so that we normally do.
Yep. Okay. Now, big thing, our new logo. I don't know if you
Yes.
can pick it up.
I'll go a bit closer to the camera, maybe you'll be able to pick it up. Hopefully, come on camera, focus. You can probably see it now, with the planet, the title of the show and the hourglass on fire.
Yep.
We want to, I want to upload that to the actual cover photo of the YouTube channel, so that we can, it's there and you can see it properly.
Yeah. So we're getting all professional.
Oh, yes. Oh, we have doubled the amount of subscribers.
Yes.
We've gone from 4 to 8.
Yes. I don't know if we can cope with these big audiences.
Oh, yeah.
We've just gone commercial and that's it. It's all over and done with.
Yeah, no, we can all retire now. Oh, and happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to James. Happy birthday to James. Happy birthday to James.
Yes, right. I'm almost 30.
Yes.
Goodness me.
I'm
how time
almost
flies.
older than him.
You are. You just don't act it.
Oh, okay.
We won't disclose your age.
Yes. No, a woman should never tell her age.
Are your mother not telling me something? Is this should we explain this?
No.
Okay.
Okay. We'll get out of our book review. Okay. Now our book review this week is this. It's by journalist Ross Kemp, and he talks about special forces raids that the English did during World War II that he thought were critical and changed the course of the war. It's written in as you would think, a very factual way, but it's not written in a dry way. Have you ever had one of these factual sort of books where you go,
yes.
They've just taken all the life out of what might have been an interesting subject?
Yeah.
Yeah, well this book is written in a factual way, it's written in a relatively concise way, but it's written in an interesting way. So it's, you want to read more. So it's good. It covers, I think, 6 operations, if I remember correctly, that they did. And I read it from cover to cover and found it really interesting.
So what are the kind of battles that are in there? Like what are the things?
The Cockleshell Heroes, where they had little kayaks and they paddled up French estuary and sunk and sunk ships. There's the
You look
Saint
into the book if you're wondering.
Yeah. There's the Saint Nazaire dock where they sailed an elderly Lend-Lease destroyer into the Saint Nazaire dock. That was their destroyer was packed full of explosives. So they sailed it up and rammed the gate, and they initially thought that the raid was a failure because the destroyer didn't explode on contact. But it took its sweet time. It decided to go the next day when it was covered in Germans looking over to see why they had sailed this elderly destroyer because on paper sailing an elderly destroyer into those heavy metal gates would do virtually no damage at all. But yes, then it blew up, and apparently the explosion was heard back in England. It was that loud.
That would have, that's what causes it. With a shockwave, the shockwave actually travels faster than sound, and there's actually a lot of YouTube videos. I don't know if I can actually link one in the description, but you can actually, of slow motion, you actually see the shockwave.
Yeah, well that's, in talking about things like that, when was it Thrust that set the world land speed record at the speed of sound, or just over the speed of sound?
Yeah, Thrust 2, in the late 80s. Yeah.
Yes, you could actually see the shockwave in front of the car.
You can often see that when supersonic jets hit the sound barrier, you can actually see, like, because there's so much pressure and with humidity in the air, the water vapor in the air often condenses under the high pressure. You can actually see like clouds of moisture coming off the wings.
Yes. Yeah, that was a good read. Diverse things. The last one uncovered is on D-Day when they had to get 2 vital bridges over canals so that they could advance on D-Day and what was involved with that. But yeah, it keeps rolling. It's an interesting subject. He writes it in a way that keeps it rolling, and yeah, just generally a good read.
Yes. We also wanted to talk about Mr. Jeremy Clarkson. There has been some...
Yes, he's sacked.
He's been sacked, and I think there's been a police investigation. He punched a guy called Osen Timon, I think his name is, a junior executive producer at BBC. He was at a pub. We were at a pub in northern Yorkshire, and after a day of filling, Jeremy Clarkson wanted, a hot meal, a steak and chips. He was told, "I'm sorry, we can only provide salad." And he socked the guy and verbally abused him so loud it could be heard in the rooms of the pub.
Yeah, don't know. I wasn't there, so I really can't comment. But okay, discipline and the BBC should discipline. Okay, suspend him. But I think the BBC is cutting its nose off despite its face.
Yeah, but physical and verbal abuse, they should not be tolerated.
Yeah, but there are always two sides to every story. You don't know what went on. We all know it's been reported what the actual incident was, but what led up to the incident, the producer is keeping very mum about what his side of it was.
Well, but I've been reading some of particularly the backstage demands of James May, Jeremy Clarkson, and Richard Hammond, and they were just ridiculous. Like, it had to be near McDonald's, you had to be able easy access to McDonald's, various alcoholic drinks had to be available, an espresso machine, look, you name it, and I'll see if I can link something in the description, because it just boggles the mind what they wanted. It's just like 3-page catalogue of stuff they want.
Yes. Well, and I remember watching something about Stevie Wonder, and he requests brown towels backstage.
Why?
Well, he's blind,
Mm-hmm.
right? And one day he got white towels that were a bit fluffy. So when he did his half-time break there, whatever intermission, and he towelled himself down, when he went back out on the stage, he had these little white dots on him. And the ultraviolet lighting picked it up.
Oh.
So nowadays he has brown towels.
So it can't be picked up
Yes.
against the skin tone. That would make sense. That would be
Yes.
very embarrassing once you found out.
Yes, yes, it would be. Yes. Okay, Star Trek rumour.
The rumour mill has been turning with Star Trek. There was one Latino Review article saying, "Oh yeah, there's going to be some new Star Trek thing," and Bryan Singer, the guy that was one of the producers on X-Men Apocalypse, was going to work with CBS to try and get a new Star Trek series out. What it was it was called Star Trek Federation, and it was set several hundred years after Voyager, where the very human-centric United Federation of Planets has become very complacent, and so forth, and these little squabbles are starting to break out. Astropolitical squabbles are starting to break out,
Yes.
and it's all about that and everything. But IO9, which is another one of these blogs, has come out and said, "Oh no, Bryan Singer." They actually talked to Bryan Singer, or actually reached out to Bryan Singer and said, "Look, is this true?" He said, "No, not really. A lot of it's been exaggerated, but we don't know yet. CBS might be making another Star Trek series. The new Star Trek movie is coming out next year, July of 2016, and apparently that may be. There's been a few problems with production and getting the actors and all the rest of it. That may be going back to sort of more the Roddenberry universe." Which, look, I like the original new Star Trek, if that makes sense.
Yes, Star Trek's next gen.
Well, not next gen, but the first J.J. Abrams movie.
Oh, right, yes.
I like that one. I didn't like Into Darkness so much.
Well, I've only seen the first one. I haven't actually ever seen Into Darkness. I really enjoyed the J.J. Abrams one.
The first one was good. the second one, I should lend it. I have it to you on DVD. I should lend it to you.
Oh, if you got it.
If you've got it, I should have somewhere. It's probably I'm in the middle of moving house, so it's probably either in this house. It's probably at my old house. I don't.
Or
know.
I could stream it.
Or you could be naughty, and if you're naughty, I will point at you and glare.
No, things like Stan or whatever it is. Oh, we have streaming services, and they're only like $10 a month or something.
Yeah, or you get Netflix.
Yeah, whatever. You know,
Now that it's finally in Australia after being in the American and Europe for how long?
Yes, we're a little bit backward here.
Yes, although internet is rubbish. Look, our last episode took 7 hours to upload?
Yes, I have ADSL internet at my house. Yes.
I was struggling. This is how, just to give you an idea how bad the internet is here, right? You've probably, I don't know, if overseas you've probably heard a little bit about this new NBN that our previous government wanted to put out. Let's give you an idea. His internet struggles to get 500 kilobits a second. That's how bad it is. Mine struggles to get 1600 kilobits a second.
Yeah, you've got cable and I've got ADSL.
This is how horrible Australian internet
we're
is.
in Brisbane, the capital city of the state of Queensland.
Yes.
So goodness knows if you're out in outer Timbuktu, in the middle of central Queensland, what your internet's like.
You click a button, it sends a little carrier pigeon over to the server. The server sends another little carrier pigeon back over.
Yeah, it'd have to be something like that. It really would.
Oh, it's terrible.
Let's download a movie. Oh, have you got a week?
Yes, I mean, it was about 1.6 gig. Our most of our episodes are between 1.5 and 1.7 gig. We are doing it in 1080p, but on like a camcorder, so it's...
Yeah, we spared no expense on the production values.
Oh, absolutely.
Quite literally no expense.
And
We go through about $10 every, but that's on snacks. We don't spare expense on production.
Yes, yeah. That's the after party we spend about $10 on. Although a couple of times we've spent $2 on the
Oh well, no, we've gone. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, with the shirts.
Yeah, we've really pushed the boat out.
Oh, we have, yes. But now that I have a computer that isn't my smartphone, that's great.
Yes. So, what series of Star Trek would you like to see made?
I would like to see... Oh, I should mention there was a prequel as well that was planned between Enterprise and the original series called Star Trek Academy that Jonathan Frakes and William Shatner wanted. But it never sort of came to pass. This was just a...
So who was going to play the captain there?
I don't know.
Ego 1, Ego 2.
Who cares? I have no idea. But what I would like to see, I would like to have seen... Okay, so Voyager can go at warp 9.6. It's slightly faster than the Enterprise. That struggles to do warp 9.1, I think. Please, if you're a full-on die trekking, I forgot that wrong. Please don't shout at me. Please don't. Right. I'm an excitable novice. Okay, just be nice to me.
Calm yourself.
I know. But I would like to see something like, okay, so they've charted the Milky Way. Let's see, we have billions of other galaxies in this universe. We could set one in, say, Andromeda, or one of the Magellan Clouds, or, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Have something called Star Trek Andromeda, where they go and have a poke around Andromeda or something.
Yeah, well, you and I differ a little there.
Because you would like a prequel, wouldn't you?
Yes, I'd like to see them out in the Daedalus class ships. Everybody needs to go flying along in a cigar-shaped thing with a ball at the end.
Yes.
No, I'd like to see a Daedalus class ship-based Star Trek. I think that would be interesting. A prequel to
Enterprise.
Enterprise.
It wasn't the best show.
No, I think, as I said before we went on camera, I think that should have set the scriptwriters down and let them watch the original series to sort of get a guess to what was going down before I think they just lost the plot a touch.
Yeah, that would have been good. But the thing with the warp drive, what we have now, what we think of now as the warp drive. Now, what they're working on, physicists are actually working, as I've mentioned it previously, it's actually like a ring. It's not like the two big flanges out the back of the ship, like they have on the...
What, you mean you don't get two a red and a blue nacelle?
No.
Oh.
You don't. There's two big pontoons. You don't get that.
Oh.
It's basically a big ring around the ship.
Oh, that's just disappointing.
I know.
Oh.
The Enterprise is going to look, if we make an
So
Enterprise,
it
it's going
doesn't
to
look like
completely
60s fashion.
different. No.
Oh.
No, sorry.
So that means that the girls won't be wearing really short skirts.
No. Or pantyhose. No, sorry.
Oh. I don't think I like this future. I'm opting out. Sorry.
Anyway.
Anyway, I have got a pet peeve I want to talk about tonight.
And it's one of my pet peeves too, being as I'm actually a cab driver. My not really day job. I do night shifts, but
yes, your night day job.
my night day job is a cab driver, and
Yes. I want to have a go at car manufacturers. How dare they make cars without indicators? Right. Now, for those people who have cars with indicators, if you look at the steering wheel, there's a little stalk on the right if you're a right-hand drive car, and another little stalk on the left. Okay, now that little stalk on the left, if you press it down, here's the tricky bit, okay, a little light blinks on your dash. And so the people following you know which way to turn. Okay, same with pressing up, little light blinks on the dash and you know which way to turn.
Well, that's in a European car. On Japanese and American, Australian-made cars, it's on the other side. It's on the left on European cars.
No, it's on that side.
No, it's not.
Oh, so the Jag has it on that side.
Yes, because it's a European car. My old Volvo had it. Lachlan, my brother's Seat, has it on the left because it's made in Spain. Your car, because it's a Korean car, it's a Kia, has it on the right.
I'm picturing the Jag and I'm thinking, yeah, that's right. No, it's wrong.
The Jaguars come from
those of us
England.
that are dumb. Hello.
Hi. It's dementia. It's kicking in already.
Yeah. Anyway, it could be. It can't be that people are too dumb, ignorant, or just plain lazy not to use the indicators. It must be that either they don't understand what the stalk is for, or the car wasn't fitted. And even I've noticed that the Queensland Police have a difficulty with that one.
Yes.
They seem to struggle with using indicators to let people know what they're actually up to.
Yes, and some other cab drivers sometimes too don't quite. But that's familiarity breeding contempt, though.
Just courtesy, people. Okay? Let the person behind you. It was like I came up to following a car up to a roundabout. This car was turning right. There was a whole pile of cars on the other side of the roundabout waiting to go through. This person just went whoosh round a roundabout in this little Corolla. Not an indicator inside.
So
that
would have made the cars coming out. That would have made their lives very fun.
Well, they just had to guess, and fortunately, the guy in the front of the queue guessed right and stayed where he was. But
this is how accidents happen, people. Yes, for our American viewers, we have these things called roundabouts. They're like traffic lights, only they're like a round island in the centre of an intersection. You go around.
Yes, and you're supposed to indicate when you're going off them.
Yes.
So please, just indicate.
Also,
let some poor bugger know what you're doing.
Couple of other things as well. Look, can you leave a bit of space between you and the guy in front of you? Because if the person in front of you needs to hit the anchors for whatever reason, and I know particularly as a cab driver working Friday or Saturday nights when people are full of alcohol and bad manners, like let's look both ways before crossing the street thing doesn't compute sometimes, and sometimes you gotta hit the anchors. Yeah. Don't tailgate people, because that also causes accidents. And when you're pulling up to a red light and there is a truck coming up, don't pull into his stopping distance.
Well, classic example of that, talking about my Jag that I used to have, my now ex-wife was stopped waiting was stopped waiting to do a right-hand turn in this busy road in Brisbane, and directly opposite the intersection was a bus stop. So a bus had pulled up in the bus stop. She was waiting to do a right-hand turn. A line of cars, a couple of cars had behind her, and then a young bloke in a Falcon came down the road, realised that the lane behind the bus had stopped, chopped straight across onto the right-hand lane, then realised that lane had stopped, but what he had done is cut off a semi. And so and everything between the big Jag and the semi was somewhat compressed.
Yes, I had when I was working for my previous job, working with this Motor Factor. I was dropping something off at another shop, and I was waiting to go up onto the motorway to get back to my shop, and the traffic had somewhat stopped, and so this guy decided he needed to be in the lane I was, but behind me was what I suspect was a fully laden B double, which is the truck with prime mover, short trailer, big trailer, and
About 90 tonnes.
yeah, and I
Fully
suspect
loaded.
it was a tanker, so I suspect it was fully loaded because it was taking a long time to speed up and what have you. So this guy decided, oh, let's pull in between me and the B double tanker.
Yes.
Do you not understand physics? Like, I pulled into the shoulder and was bracing for impact. Luckily there was none, but I think the truck driver had to pull on his reverse thrusters.
Yes, I've seen that in big intersection near where I work, and people cut across cut across in front of the semis, and I have, look, all power to you truckies. I don't know how you pull those big rigs up in the distance you do sometimes when you have to.
Because some car drivers, yeah, we don't understand big thing, more inertia than little thing.
All right, quick thank you to all our new subscribers.
All four of you.
Yes, and to all those people that have viewed us, hi, hope you keep viewing us, and I hope you subscribe. And that's about it for tonight. So
I think that's about our episode. Yeah. All right. Well,
see you on the dark side.
And I'll-
He's got cookies.